What in the world is going on out there? This is reports from viewers and me. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness, and there's a lot going on out there. I appreciate all the input I get from you guys. If you have any inputs, stuff you're seeing in your area, shortages, etc., that are, out of the norm, things that are going on, indications of where we're headed, stuff like that, please email me, asymmetricalpreparedness@gmail.com, and let me know so I can put it in these reports. This is not necessarily intelligence, because it's not been verified. It is reports from people, what they have seen. So I think trustworthy, but it's everything's with a grain of salt. I'll talk about some things that I have seen. And yes, I know there's other much bigger channels doing this. Southern Prepper 1, Boots on the Ground, is awesome. TJ Bear Independent does a daily intel brief. Yes, I just thought, hey, if there one more channel out there, maybe putting out different information, maybe getting through to somebody that isn't aware of this kind of stuff, then maybe we'll get one more person off of that mainstream media bandwagon and realize that there's actual truth out there. So let's begin the report. Start off with some things that I have seen lately. One thing I noticed, and I talked to the manager at Safeway, Albertsons, Kroger, they're all the same company. Okay, that fuel rewards, right? You guys know about fuel rewards. Up to $1 off per gallon. Okay, well, diesel in my area is $6.39 a gallon at that location. So you can only get 25 gallons with your gas reward, right? So if you have $1 gas reward, max gas rewards, you can save $25. But you cannot get full gas rewards if you're buying diesel, because they also, though, have a limit of $125 per purchase. So for $125, 25 gallons, it has to be $5 a gallon or lower, right? So everybody buying gasoline, no big deal, because it's like $5.49, $5.39-ish. So they get their full gas rewards. Well, I got ripped off the other day because it maxed out at $125. Not giving me the full discount, because I had like 80 cents, I think, 90 cents per gallon, or per gallon off. So I reached the 125 before I reached 25 gallons. So I spoke with the manager, hey, can you just all I gotta do is up the limit to like $150 or something like that. So anyway, that's one thing I noticed. Okay, Safeway also was, I think they had one or two things of baby formula left on the shelves. Wiped out a baby formula. We've heard about the nationwide baby formula shortage that I don't think there's a reason for. I haven't heard any good reason of why it's happening. Walmart was also pretty wiped out in my area, baby formula. Almost all gone. Oh yeah, okay, so theft. Increasing theft. Yes, all over the place. Speaking with people, catalytic converters are getting stolen right and left. Vehicles are getting stolen all the time. Personal property is getting stolen. A local food bank had catalytic converter stolen from one of their trucks that they used to bring in food to help people that need it. And so they got another one. It got stolen. So then they had a guy weld a big metal enclosure around the catalytic converter. So then they stole the whole truck. So now they don't have a truck to bring in food for people that need it. Sad. It's pathetic. Pet stores and feed stores in my local area that carry animal, like fish antibiotics, have been out lately. Haven't been able to get any. This is why I say be proactive, think ahead, get these things before you can't. Oh yeah, so a friend of mine works in construction, and the company that he works for is actually, I don't know if they're in progress or they have to do it, or they're what the status exactly, but they're sending a guy in a truck down in Mexico to buy DEF, the diesel exhaust fluid, DEF, because they can't get anything. They're having problems locating it. Also, he was up working on a piece of heavy machinery, and the fuel truck guy swung by, and he's like, hey, how much you need? He's like, well, just fill it, just top it off. I'll use it. Like just in the past, always. And the guy's like, hey, no, he's like, I can't necessarily do that because I only have 800 gallons. I got to refill all the machinery on this work site. I got to go to another work site, and I only have so much. And he's like, wow. And then, yeah, so that's some of the things I've seen. So getting into the first report, Rita, don't have a location on her. She didn't send one. Oh, yes, if you're emailing me, tell me your name. It can be a pseudonym. It can be your screen name. I don't care. I will not use last names. If you tell me your first last name, I will not say last names. I will say first name and your general location. You don't have to tell me your address. Just tell me general location. But anyway, okay. Because general location matters. Because then we can put the bigger picture together. All right. Rita went to local waste management recycling center to pick up some free firewood. Operator now has relocated all firewood behind a brick wall so we don't have to hunt and peck for wood. A big help. More and more people are picking up wood. People are getting prepared. Alright, so I guess the point of that was just seeing more people picking up the wood due to increased demand for it. I'm not sure. Anyway, second one was Wellington from South Padre Island, Texas. On vacation there with his family. Didn't bring much food because they have a supermarket before crossing the bridge. Well, surprise, surprise, bad vegetables and fruits plus empty shelves. They posted a bunch of notes all over talking about shortages, I guess. So, next one, Kansas Patriot. Been watching the economic situation, his line of work, noticed a mass decline in purchases in my industry. I'm a car detailer and primarily serve the middle class. In the spring, I booked 2 weeks out. And in June, I worked 4 to 5 days a week, which is my goal. Starting about 2 weeks ago, I noticed that my calls were cut by 75%. So it's now a good week to have booked 2 cars. Because I guess, people are saving money instead of having their cars detailed because fuel is so expensive, they're spending it on things they have to have. He said he knows one company having a dry spell is normal, but he has friends that work for some of his competitors and notice the same thing, basically. Also, homeless are creeping further into the richer suburbs. They're usually in groups with kids. Yeah. And it's going to get worse. CNC Farms from southern Wyoming reported, we have the typical high prices on food, fuel, lumber, hardware, agricultural chemicals, diesel, diesel engine oil, and more. We have never seen fully stocked shelves locally since the Big C. We've also noticed a significant reduction in law enforcement presence. Frankly, the county deputies have been absent from view. Yeah, that's where a lot of people are just kind of doing whatever they want to do now. They're just, they're speeding, they're not obeying traffic lights, traffic signs, stuff like that, because they know that law enforcement's not going to do anything about it. So, petty crime is on the rise, gas theft, basically anything left out unattended will get looked over in town. An abandoned vehicle will get stripped if left unattended too long. There have been several reports of UTVs, like Polaris Rangers, being stolen from residences. Yeah, because they're pretty easy to steal. Local gas station store attendants are in great demand. They're offering higher on bonuses again. Wow. Fast food is very similar. Cost of a drive-through meal at local Burger King averages $13 a meal. At Burger King. I don't even go there very often, so I have no idea if that's normal or not. Businesses that were open right now have dropped the late shift due to employee shortages. Help wanted signs everywhere. Also, it's reported, been seeing a few truck shipments of military Humvees, MRAP, Spec Ops UTVs, all in Desert Tan, eastbound. Absolutely no rail shipments or of APCs or tanks, I guess, which is unusual. Local oil refinery under new management just laid off 97 people, which is approximately a fifth of their workforce, about 20% of their workforce. Yeah. One thing I was going to mention was, so the fast food industry being short on employees. We were at a fast food restaurant. We rarely ever eat there, but we were at one recently, and they had there's one person working the entire store, the entire restaurant. I couldn't believe it. And while we were in the drive-thru, before we got up to the window, a second person came in and had arrived and was helping out a little bit. But man, Fast food restaurants can't even get people to work. That's, yeah. All right, this is Arnie from rural North Georgia. The only shortages they've experienced at the local Walmart is at the local Walmart, which on a good day is a Charlie Foxtrot or a cluster F. Yeah, it's it's getting crazy out there. Just a plebe from North Carolina, South Carolina area reports I frequent a truck stop near my work with rental trucks for fuel. I've noticed 3 matching road tractors parked for 4 days now. Being that I'm near a popular interstate crossroads, I'm noticing a lower volume of trucks. More flatbeds empty, as if they are transiting greater distances for the next load. Road tractors without trailers seem more prevalent, so they're not getting the loads, which is weird because you figure with the shortages of and the availability of all this stuff that there'll be a higher demand for it. But yeah, whatever. Alright, this is DFreak01. Hi, I've not verified this, so this is unverified third-hand information. My friend sent him a screenshot, though, from a post on a neighborhood app for Brandon, Oregon. I guess it's a town in Oregon, saying no fuel in the entire town. I have no idea what size town this is. I've never heard of it, so it's probably small. I don't know how many gas stations they have, or how far out there they are. So maybe that's the case because maybe it's really far out in the middle of nowhere and the trucks are having difficulty getting there. I don't know. Okay, this is Jason in the Missoula, Montana area. Reports Missoula gas $4.89 a gallon. Glendive gas $4.35 a gallon. Yeah, that's like almost $1 cheaper per gallon than we have here in Washington. Glendive Subway was out of their wraps, offering a tortilla shell instead. No shredded cheese, no peppercorn ranch sauce. Would not give a cup for water. Would have to pay for soda. The Lewiston Burger King, not a single person in the lot or drive-through at 9 a.m. I guess that's abnormal. I don't know. One person taking the order payment and handing out food. I don't know if he cooked it or not. And no ketchup. So yeah, I mean, these are like, a lot of people are like, oh, these are just minor little things. They have things like this happen normally all the time. Yes, I get it. And this may just be normal. But that's why we're trying to bring all this information together so we can see how it's affecting us and what is the bigger picture. Because mainstream media is not going to report on anything. Miles City Walmart has removed some aisles. Several aisles in the food section had summer stuff. Chairs, coolers, etc. Yes, because they're trying to hide the fact that there are shortages. Don't know why they care, but anyway. Probably because they've been told to, and they're, in big people's back pockets. Anyway, okay, so this is just a plebe again. He sent a second email. So, from near the North Carolina, South Carolina border. Don't know which state, don't care. OPSEC. Alright, so this is a little story. My local RX, so pharmacy, didn't have a prescription, so the next closest pharmacy that had it is in a small city 15 miles away. This pharmacy is across the street from the hospital. The drive-through was 10 cars deep, and the queue inside was 5 people. Okay. The lady in front of me gave her details for her prescription and mentioned her husband has a script for Flonase, but he has plenty. She read her prescription and mentioned she usually gets 90, and the lady behind the counter gave the canned response that those will be filled the following months. I completed my transaction and started out and crossed her path. Trying my best not to seem invasive, I started a conversation that I had come 15 miles from my wife's prescription because my local pharmacy was out. I said this pharmacy is well stocked because it's by a hospital. I suggested that if the prescriptions are available, consider getting it because shortages are here. You mean the Flonase? Everything was my response, which most of it comes out of China. She said that didn't cross her mind. I wished her God's blessing and went on my way. I could see the gears turning in her head. Okay, Rita mentioned that Amazon isn't selling Mylar bags anymore. Yes, that is true. They say they're not going to carry Mylar bags anymore. Don't know all the details about it. Whatever. I don't really buy Mylar bags on Amazon. I think I heard that it was due to, like, because it's used as drugs, paraphernalia or something like that. That's so stupid. Anything can be used for drugs or drug paraphernalia, whatever. Anyway, I'm sure there is a bigger story behind that one. So I thank everybody that sent me emails and information. Please help me make this report better. I really want to make it better. The more information you send me, the more I can talk about. And the more I can put this big picture together to make a complete picture so people can see the truth of what's going on out there. I really appreciate everything you guys sent me, and I look forward to making this a little more regular. I was going to do it on Saturdays. This is a couple days late, just because I forgot that the next day was Saturday, etc., etc., etc. By the time I got this together, it is now Monday. So this will be normally the Saturday sit rep, unless I start getting enough information to do it more often. Right now it'll be weekly, Saturday sit rep type stuff. But anyway, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, hit the like button, share, comment below. But if you have information about what's going on, please don't put it in the comments. Please send me an email, asymmetricalpreparedness@gmail.com. I will try to go through the comments, but it's a lot more difficult to copy, paste, get all this stuff from the comments. And the help I have doing it, aka my 14-year-old boy, gathering all the information for me, putting it on this, printing it off, and then I highlight the portions that I want to talk about, that I think is relevant and good information to put out. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you very much for being here. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.